Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Hair to Camera podcast. I am your host, Marshall, and this is my co-host, Dylan.
Hello, hello.
And today, we're, in some regards, maybe we're a week early, but time is a construct that we all truly do not understand. So, Dylan, what are we doing today?
I was very curious how you were going to do any sort of intro for this. And I was just going to let you go for a minute or so. Just to see what would happen. Just to see your improv skills at play. No, we are mixing things up a little bit here. Hey, it's a new year. It is an opportunity for us to be excited for that new year, but also to look back, on some of the things that happened in the past year or two. Marshall, I was doing a lot of thinking while I was building Gundams in my spare time, like you do. And I was thinking to myself a couple things. The first thing I thought to myself was, hey, it's been too long since our last episode of Mobile Suit Gundam Dylan's Counterattack.
Oh,
Shisha! So we're doing it again. We're back.
yes.
We're back in the lab. No, I thought it would be fun for us to do a kind of off-kilter, definitely not filler episode of Dylan's Counterattack. Kind of diving back into the Gunpla and merch side of the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And this past couple weeks back, we had another visit from the superb owl. And as we know, there are many companies that pay millions and millions of dollars to have the opportunity to show off their brands, their products, and display them in front of all of America. Not the Mall of America, mind you, but all of America.
I was gonna make that joke.
It occurred to me that Gundam has been around for a very long time. It is older than both of us by over a decade. And this past year here, they have been committing their 45th anniversary celebration. And a big part of that has been a lot of promotion, cross-promotion, tie-ins, crossovers, and they're still going. It's still continuing into 2026. So I thought it would be fun for us to look at what is being announced and released as part of the 45th anniversary of Gundam, but also kind of take a look at some other crazy tie-ins and promotions there have been over time. Ones that make a lot of sense, and then some that kind of make you scratch your head a little bit. So that is what we're gonna do today's episode. What is this? A crossover episode? Shout out to Mr. Peanut Butter. Today, we're going to start off by talking about Gundam's 45th anniversary. Woo! That is a long time for anything to be around.
Yeah.
Am I correct that this is older than Warhammer?
Let's see. 84, I think.
Okay. Yep.
83
so that would be
or 84 was Warhammer. So
yep, that'd be a few years older than good old Warhammer. Yeah, this series has been around for a long time. We talked about its origins with Mobile Suit Gundam 0079, the start of the Universal Century timeline. We, had the opportunity to watch through the recap films of that series and had an in-depth discussion on that. Mm-hmm. Got to see it from the beginning, and we've also in the last year there, we did a review of one of their most recent series, G-Quux. So we haven't yet tackled every single series along the way, but we have seen it at its earliest and almost at its latest.
And some along the way.
And some along the way. We've kind of, scattershot, hit a few series here and there.
But I like it that way,
Yeah, no, for sure. And it really sets in as far as like just how much of a legacy and a history this series has. And when a series has that much significance and that importance, of course, the natural state of the world that we live in is that companies will reach out and want to do brand deals and tie-in crossover events, and special commemorations to celebrate the anniversaries of said series.
Like Fortnite.
Honestly, you joke. We might touch on some things similar to Fortnite.
Was there one?
I actually didn't include the Forza tie-in that was teased.
Why not?
Just recently.
Teased? Oh, okay.
Because I have so much other stuff.
I thought it was in the past. Okay.
No, yeah.
That's upcoming. We're not there yet.
I fear for the reality where like I'm actually thinking of an entirely different game, but I'm pretty sure it was Forza, the upcoming Forza Horizon 6, I should say, where one of the trailers they teased a literal Gundam foot stepping down to the ground.
Well, Forza Horizon 6 is in Japan.
Yes, that is correct.
Would make sense.
Mm-hmm. But there's other video game tie-ins too, and we're going to get to some of those as well. But yeah, I wanted to start off. This is not all-encompassing. There are absolutely some other tie-ins and crossovers that I didn't grab for this, but just for the sake of this not being like a forever episode, I just kind of wanted to grab some of the ones that like stood out to me specifically, and talk a little bit about how Sunrise and Gundam is celebrating this 45th anniversary. So they've basically been celebrating this since like the end of 2024,
which is way more than Nintendo is currently celebrating The Legend of Zelda's 40th anniversary.
And how, I would be, I imagine an alternate reality where Nintendo pairs up with like it's already crazy for them to do like Uniqlo deals every once in a while. It is like a reality where they meet the level of Gundam in terms of cross promotion. Oh man, it would be insane. Absolutely insane. And you'll understand why. But as we go through these, picture them as being like Zelda tie-ins instead. I mean, and I think it'll really hit for you. Okay. So I want to start off with one of the larger collaborations that is going on, partly because of how like in-depth it is, but also because it is the first part of Gundam and one of my other special interests collaborating together. So one of the big collaborations that's happening as part of the 45th anniversary is the Gundam X Miku anniversary special project.
Yes! We love Miku!
We love Miku in this house.
We love Miku!
Hatsune Miku, the Vocaloid star, huge fans of her. I for sure am a huge fan. I don't know how often I've talked to you about Hatsune Miku.
It's definitely
we
been
certainly haven't started a podcast about Hatsune Miku.
I mean, granted, it's not Miku, but I certainly wasn't so into Vocaloid at one point in my life, and I'm saying that as a ubiquitous term, not the brand, that I once entirely centered my brand and would go to conventions wearing Gumi goggles. Definitely never did that in my life. Definitely never happened. Definitely didn't wear those Gumi goggles out in just everyday life sometimes. Definitely never did that. Definitely was never that cringe in my life, for sure. Anyway, you were saying
cringe just to be free, but I'll I'll send the photos over to you after. It didn't occur to me until now that I should include this, but I'll send over the photos of like I have a homebrew PSP that I have like the Japanese only Project Diva games on, and I like am constantly playing Project Diva on that tiny little PSP screen. Just adore it. And I adore Miku. All that to say that fortunately for us, Hatsune Miku is doing a big anniversary event with Gundam, and it's kind of been going on through 2025 and into 2026 here. So let's talk about what this actually entails. So first off, I want to talk about a couple figure releases. So we have this adorable Hatsune Miku in a Zaku. There is also a green Zaku variant that I know of, though at the time of this recording, it didn't seem like it was as like readily available to order.
Sure.
And there is also a Hatsune Miku figure being sold by Banpresto that is in this specific outfit that is inspired by Mobile Suit Gundam.
Love that.
And yes, for those of you asking, I have pre-ordered both of these already. And I'm excited for them to arrive. But the Miku on the right is actually also part of what is called the Gundam Metaverse project. And there was a Gundam Metaverse live concert experience that happened last in 2024, actually. So what this entailed, are you familiar with the Gundam Metaverse?
No.
Okay. When you hear the word metaverse, does it send like a chill down your spine?
A little bit.
Yeah, me too. So when I first heard about this, I was like, oh, please don't let this be like a Facebook related thing. It's not. What it is very interesting though. The Gundam Metaverse is a sort of live interactive video game-esque world that people were able to log into and create their own avatar. The closest thing I could describe it to would be something like a VR chat world, or like a Second Life type thing, where it was like a server, 3D server, where you could create your own avatar and then be able to like get access to like exclusive offers and merchandise and things like that, and connect with other people. So within Gundam Metaverse, there was a Hatsune Miku concert experience. This is a lot like what Fortnite does with their concert events, where they have like certain artists and they do these like tailored concert events where you're able to like go in as your Fortnite avatar, and sometimes they'll have like activities and things that you can do with them. But it was also like it's like a live streamed event that was going on. And then it had its own like exclusive store where you could get like specific commemorative items for the Gundam X Hatsune Miku collaboration. But yeah, it was basically just like a virtual space where they had a concert. There was, I think it was 6 songs that she performed. It was about a half-hour concert. And yeah, like I say, you could create your own little virtual avatar, like the little guy you see here on the right. And you know, run around this virtual place, this virtual area. They had like a little museum place that you could look at a bunch of stuff, and yeah, just like a really, really interesting, in-depth, collaborative project that they had going on. And I believe Gundam Metaverse still has uses to this day. I think they still use it for like promotional events, but I don't know when like the next of those is going to be.
The rumors are out there. It's still useful.
The rumors, there are whispers on the wind that this thing that they probably spent a lot of money to create is still going to be used.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the whole metaverse thing was obviously somewhat of a pipe dream, but I mean, VR chat still is like super popular, despite that.
Oh, yeah,
like
absolutely.
We don't see content from it like we used to, like the meme content, especially. But like, it's still very prevalent, like.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, someone's definitely got to be into this still.
Yeah, definitely. And like I say, the stuff like the Fortnite concert events that go on, like those genuinely, the ones that I've personally experienced, it seems like they have gotten more and more improved and like really thought about the interactive side of those things instead of it just being your Fortnite character and you just kind of run around, or like you're stagnant and just like watching a concert happen. Like they've really put a lot of work into making those a more interactive experience.
And that's all well and good, but it wasn't BB No Money in peak.
Hey man, that's actually another good example of what this type of thing is. Yeah, for sure. In addition, this is Gundam we're talking about, right? So where's the Gunpla? Are there any like special Gunpla being released?
No.
Connected with this? No. And that's all for today's episode. And we will see you next week. No, there absolutely was. So something that Japan does, because they're cool, is that they have your gashapon. It's your capsule figures. And there are capsule figures for Gundam that are like easier to assemble than like your traditional Gunpla.
Yes, I've done actually one of those that was available here in the States at a Japanese market.
Yep, and they'll also do like special edition figures that are closer to the like what you would expect of like a high grade Gunpla size, but then they're not really like, some of them they'll be like pre-assembled. You don't actually assemble them yourself, and it's just more closer to like a traditional figure. But something that Hatsune Miku did, I say as if she's real and she did this herself.
She's real to me.
She is real. She is real, but you know what I mean. Something that they did was a set of Gundam figures with Hatsune Miku paint decals.
Yeah.
And coloring. Super cool. So it's the RX-78-2 Gundam and then Char's Zaku. And they both got a nice Hatsune Miku makeover. You can see them here.
A true improvement, if you ask me.
Hey, man. It's going to be hard for me to disagree with you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Also really makes me think of Black Rock Shooter.
Bro, do not get me started.
I'm just saying. I was talking about the PSP earlier, so you know where my mind's at. But yeah, they have like the interchangeable hands, and like I say, the color scheme is meant to match Miku. And another cool thing they did with these is that they released a clear variant shown here.
It seems so dirty. It's so naughty.
They look sick.
I can see their skeletons.
Do they know they have skeletons inside them?
Are the skeletons wet?
But yeah, they also released these limited edition clear variants that I think are really cool. Same model types, just clear.
Yeah, just clear, but still in also the Miku color though.
Yes, still very much in, especially like the weaponry and the accessories there. It's still like that very specific color shade that reminds you of Miku. So yeah, there was a few other things. There's a lot of other like merchandise and like decals and prints and acrylic standees and things like that they also released. But overall, just like a lot of stuff being done as part of this like Miku X Gundam collaboration that is very much tied into my special interests of just like these are the things that I love working together. This isn't necessarily something I love, but it was an interesting Gunpla. So there is a high-end streetwear brand called Kith. It's like a retail premium apparel. And they did a collaboration with Gundam also for the 45th anniversary. And this collaboration resulted in 2 Gunpla models as well. And these are like full-on Gunpla models. So you can see them right here. And when I say full-on Gunpla models, I mean these are master grades.
Ooh.
Master grades. Master grades with new colors and decals that are meant to represent Kith.
I have seen people take this RX-78 version and modify it, we'll say.
Interesting.
So it's a little more black and orange.
Oh, cool. Gotcha.
Yeah. With a certain logo. It's banned in some states unless you submit your ID to the surveillance state.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what this is.
Yeah.
So both of these are master grades. You've got a 1/100 RX-78-2, and then you also have a 1/100 Wing Gundam. I'll be honest with you, because I'm sure this won't surprise you. We're gonna see a lot of RX-78 representation in these collaborations.
I know.
I appreciate that they did the RX, but then they also went for the Wing Gundam as the second.
Yeah, I do too.
Instead of just going for like the Zaku, like the Red Comet, you know?
Yeah. No, I do too.
I was like, yeah, okay.
I'm like,
I'm
okay,
down for
cool.
that.
We have some variety.
Mm-hmm.
My burger isn't just all burger. I can have some
My
cheese.
steak too buttery. But yeah, I saw these. I was like, yeah, those are really cool. That's a cool collaboration. Another cool collaboration that has been going on is celebrating 2 anniversaries, not just 1.
Ooh.
And that is JR Central.
Ooh. Don't know who that.
Do you know what I'm referring to when I say JR Central?
Nope. Not at all.
No?
No.
You aren't familiar with JR Central?
The only JR I know about is Junior. Dale Jr.
Hell yeah.
Raise hell, praise Dale, you know what I mean?
I am talking about
Speaking of,
JR.
that also has an anniversary.
Yep.
25 years, rest in peace.
So what I am talking about
Yes. Sorry.
is JR Central, which operates the Tokaido Shinkansen line, the high-speed rail line that connects like Tokyo, Nagoya, Osaka.
Sure, yes,
The high-speed train line. I'm sure you've seen images of it before, but like they love to do anime crossovers with the line. They've done like a One Piece art on the Shinkansen. They've done like Evangelion, where they gave it like the Eva colors.
Being told what it is, like, and then I know what it is, but like, I never would have attached to like the brand being called JR Central.
Yeah. So as part of the 45th anniversary of Gundam, but then also the 60th anniversary of the Tokaido Shinkansen, they have been doing a collaboration that includes like acrylic stands, trading badges, acrylic keychains, and they have like these ticket style cards that you can get if you ride on the train. And there was also commemorative artwork that they did to celebrate it that was for multiple series. So we haven't talked about it yet here on the podcast, but this was for Witch from Mercury series, which is very, very good, and you all should watch it. We've also got Gundam Wing here.
I'm glad we started with I'm glad we started with Gundam's first lesbian couple, and then we went into Gundam's first gay couple.
Here on Mobile Suit Gundam Dylan's Counterattack, Yuri and Yaoi will always be represented in equal measure.
Yes.
You can't
As it
have
should
one
be.
without the other.
Exactly.
Yes. Exactly as it should be. And speaking of, here's
for the
artwork
thruples
they
in chat.
did for G-Quux as well. Yep.
Yeah.
For our polyamorous.
Yeah, we're all my
members of our audience.
polyamorous OBs out there.
Polyamorous or otherwise into weirdos that hang out in subway tunnels.
We're not saying that the polyamorous people are weirdos. We're saying if you are into weirdos.
No. Those are two different categories.
Yeah, you are into weirdos specifically.
Yes.
Yeah. Just to
correct.
clarify. Yeah. Whoop.
So
that looked like a string of just words and letters. I have no idea what the fuck that was.
Perfect. Pretend you didn't see anything. So that is a big collaboration that is going on with the Shinkansen. It's very cool. I wish I was physically there to be a part of it and experience it. I think it's already over. I believe that was happening last year. But I'll make an addendum to my statement to be, I wish I lived somewhere that had communal transportation the way that Japan does.
Yeah.
But
the jealousy of them trains, man. I live in that constantly.
Yeah. Speaking of making statements,
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned before that we were going to see a lot of the RX-78.
Yes.
And I feel like when we're talking about icons, right? What do brands live and die on? And the answer is iconic imagery.
Oh, I thought it was going to be shooting themselves in the foot.
No, that always comes after. That's always the next step.
Got
but
it.
First, they get to where they need to be to shoot themselves in the foot by having iconic imagery. The thing about the RX-78 is if I asked you to tell me what is the most iconic part of the RX-78, what would you say it was?
The helmet. Or the head.
The helmet.
Or the head, I guess.
The head. And that's why we need to talk about the RX-78. Whoop. Oh my God. Shout out to lag. The RX-78 triple header.
Yo, we're going to suck its dick. Let's go.
No. Stop it. It's a family-friendly show. Family-friendly. All audiences. No. The head of the RX-78 is iconic. Many people know it and recognize it. They know it when they see it, even if they're not somebody who's watched Gundam before. And brands that want to do collaborations with them are like, hey, what if we separate the head from the rest of the RX-78 and just like put stuff in it?
So they made a popcorn bucket.
So the popcorn bucket is like the most reasonable answer you can give, which is why I'm thrilled to say that it's not any of the things I'm about to say.
Oh, dang.
So let's talk about this is a triple header, right? So this is 3 examples of using the RX-78 head by itself.
Oh, yeah.
So first up, shout out to Own Days, a glasses eyewear company. Who did a collaboration with Mobile Suit Gundam. This collaboration included multiple forms of eyewear with custom lenses and frames. You can see that they had the Gundam Char Zaku 2, the regular Zaku 2, and the Dom all as models.
Dom.
For the eyewear. Dom. In addition to that,
the head carrying case.
They released a head carrying case for your glasses.
So for all your pairs of glasses.
Now here's this is what I want to like really sit with. How many pairs of glasses do you own?
With my current prescription, 1.
Okay. So I have 2. And I really should get them updated, but I have 2. And I feel like the average, like most people who wear glasses daily, they'll usually have 1 to 2 pairs. Like sometimes they'll have a pair that's like a backup.
For me, because for me, it's my second pair is just contacts. I'm a contact site,
Sure.
So like that's why.
Absolutely. What Owndays has done is that they have released a carrying case in the shape of an RX-78. And I'll give them this. I'm going to give them credit on this. It is a extremely well detailed version of the RX-78's head. Extremely. There's a couple other things we're going to look at where you're going to notice that it's not quite to the same level of detail as this. They really popped off on this one.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny about it is that this head has space for 6 pairs of glasses.
Who has that many? I mean, sunglasses,
Who do
I guess.
you know that has 6 pairs of glasses?
I don't even know people that have that, including sunglasses.
This feels like one of those things that it doesn't say it on the tin. It's not written on the label. But this feels like one of those things that was shadow manufactured by Hideo Kojima. Because when they released Metal Gear Solid V, he had a whole campaign where they released special glasses, a bunch of different glasses variations, special Kojima eyewear. There is a mission you can play where you rescue Hideo Kojima, and when you get him into the helicopter, he literally takes off his specialty eyewear so that you can see it in full detail. That man loves glasses. And I feel like I could see him being super down for this.
Yeah.
But the rest of the world, no, what are we doing? What's going on?
What are we doing?
So you can see that there is a side compartment that opens up, and then you have little trays that slide out that you can set the glasses on.
Yes.
But we're not done. I said that you can put 6 pairs of glasses. So there's similar trays on the other side of the helmet.
Yes, that would make 4.
And then, where do you think, because that's 4, where do you think the remaining 2 pairs are going to be?
The mouth.
The mouth, okay. Both of them in the mouth, or
that's my guess.
One somewhere else? Okay.
I had a thought. The thought occurred to me after I said I committed to mouth. I was like, wait, one's going to be on the fucking eyes. I know it.
So the eyes, which glow, by the way, they have built-in lights.
Oh my God.
The eyes flip up. And so you can insert a pair of glasses right on the bridge of the nose where the nose would be.
Oh my God.
And I gotta hand it to him. This is so goofy looking, but it is also just like the perfect. This is like putting a hat on a hat. Like they knew it's like, yeah, this is where they're gonna go.
Right.
Why not have that be where they go in this carrying case as well?
Right, exactly.
And then for when you need that sneaky 6th pair.
Yeah.
When 5 is simply not enough, you've got another shelf at the very back that pulls all the way out.
There it is.
And is readily accessible.
Oh boy.
Marshall, do you want to guess how much this thing costs?
$1,000.
It's a pretty decent guess. This is about $500.
Okay. I just doubled it.
500 to 550.
I'm guessing that's just the case though.
Oh, 100%. That is for just the case.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep. Speaking of cases,
as long as it was well made, you know.
Oh yeah, and like I said, the details on this are immaculate. It is.
Yeah, and if it wasn't like
detailed.
chinchy and broke all the time, then like okay, you know, that's fair.
Speaking of cases, we got to give a shout out to our friends at Casetify. We're not sponsored by them, but Casetify also released a collaboration.
Looking at my
in
phone right
commemoration
now
of the Gundam anniversary.
Yeah.
Casetify, for anyone who doesn't know, they do a lot of like mobile accessories and cases, and they also do special edition like earbuds, headphones, and they'll usually do like your wireless, true wireless headphone cases, like the Apple AirPod cases, things like that.
Skins and cases that get a cease and desist by D brand.
Mm-hmm.
The normal things.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they've had some questionable practices. So they also similarly took the same approach as Onda, and we're like, what if we just give them a head? What if we just give them the RX-78 head? And that's the case. So here you have, powered by Casetify, a Gundam RX-78 head. And then you also have the smaller case for the wireless earbuds. I kind of do love the little Amaro decal on the front of it.
Yeah,
that says Amaro, here I go.
Yeah, the here I go, that really sells it.
I appreciate that little touch, and I really appreciate that touch because of where that smaller case goes. Yep. So it opens up at the top, and then you stick the smaller case right into the center of it. So it's like Amaro is sitting right within the head in the cockpit. They thought about this for more than 5 minutes. I will give them that. They truly did think about it.
Yeah, though Amaro is in the torso.
Yes. But they thought about like what would be cool in terms of like integrating. Yes. How do we get Amaro inside the Gundam when it's only the head?
Yeah.
And they were like, we'll do it like
fair.
this.
Yeah.
Slightly less detail on this RX-78 head.
Oh, sure.
Not that we're like docking points or anything. I'm just saying, just saying.
I will be rating them less.
Yes.
I do say this with my Casetify RX-78 case. I literally have that case.
You have this case?
No, the phone case. The phone case.
Oh, okay.
So I have bought into the Casetify collaboration.
Understood. Yeah. Yeah. So they did do phone cases as well. That was also part of it. I mainly am focusing on, I didn't include it in this slideshow because I just wanted to focus on the head.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, they did do like phone cases and some other stuff.
Just wanted to note that fun fact.
Yeah. Do you like the case so far?
Yeah. My only gripe with, and this is more of a Casetify criticism than the design. The design is fine. The versus like the Casetify versus something like the D brand grip case, which I've also used many times, is the buttons are the buttons have like the little holes in them, so they just get they get dust like crazy. And then they're not as the clickiness doesn't really doesn't hit like it does in the D brand case.
Gotcha. Noted. Okay. So that's 2 of our 3 RX-78 heads. The third one is actually one that I own. And that is this nice little RX-78 head mug that you can, put all sorts of drinks, teas, juices, sodas into. This is actually a picture of my hand holding the mug because I own this mug. I've used it every once in a while. I've used it a few times for hot chocolate. Here's my review of this RX-78 head. So least amount of detail out of all 3 that we've seen.
Sure.
Which I don't expect a ton of detail on this. It's mainly just like a hard plastic shell. It's like fine enough. The main thing is the process of drinking out of it.
No, I do not expect that to be
it is
as convenient.
Less than optimal. I will say this. I have drank out of it several times. And it's not bad enough that I spill on myself. I haven't spilled, but the process of bringing it up to your lips is a little rough. It's a little unwieldy. You can't see it, but there's like a big handle on the other side of
yeah, I definitely
the mug.
like took that part of my imagination that there's a big handle there.
Yeah. There's a handle there, but then you've also got like the giant lid that's like the top of the head. And that part of it is a little unwieldy too. You got to kind of like flip that back and make sure that it stays flipped back. Otherwise you have the really awkward thing of like, you tilt it towards yourself to keep drinking, and then it like falls forward and hits you in the face. Not the most efficient design, but it does the job that it's supposed to do. It does function as a cup as it needs to. So I'll give them that. Yeah. And speaking of drinks, speaking of food and drinks,
yes.
I can't think of a more fun category, a brand crossover tie-in, than with fast food and convenience stores.
Oh boy.
I love when my favorite thing ties into fast food and convenience stores. And so does Code Geass, which isn't technically Gundam, but God is my witness, I will find ways to talk about Code Geass on this podcast wherever I can. So here's a picture of a character from Code Geass eating a Pizza Hut pizza specifically.
I need to find a way to watch the other Code Geass stuff, the post Lelouch the Rebellion stuff.
Yeah. Yep. And I need to find a way to center an entire episode around this. But for now, I'll take what I can get, which is this amazing image. And let's talk about a couple examples of convenience stores or restaurants that tied in with Gundam. Let's start with 7-Eleven.
I knew it. Knew it was coming.
Shout out to 7-Eleven or the Konbini when you're in Japan. The arguably one of the best places in the world to ever exist. And yeah, they did just recently, they did a collaboration with Gundam for an entry grade Gunpla model with Bandai. And it is a full-on Gundam model kit. It's kind of like an RX-78 with some like alterations, different shield to it. Yeah. And then the 7-Eleven colors.
I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's cool. What's also cool is when countries outside of Japan get in on the game. We're so used to talking about Japan when we talk about, Bandai and Sunrise and all these companies that are responsible for Gundam's existence. But what if China wants to get in on it? What if China wants in on the action? What do they do? I'll tell you what they do. They strike a deal with McDonald's.
Oh boy. Yes,
and that's how you end up with the special edition McDonald's Gunpla in the Big Mac color.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this was last year, I believe, that this was made available. But they offered a special edition collector's card and a Big Mac colored Gundam model kit.
With the burger shield.
I adore that they went for Big Mac colors specifically instead of traditional McDonald's colors.
Yeah, just saying like McDonald's edition or whatever, they say Big Mac color.
Yeah, instead of just being like, here's the basic McDonald's. Because like, especially modern McDonald's, a lot of the colors would just be similar to what's already on like an RX-78. I think like outside of like blue, like there's not a lot of blue in McDonald's coloring.
Yeah.
But like the reds and the whites and the yellows are already there. So I respect the Big Mac coloring and getting the brown and the orange in there, and then the Big Mac on the shield with the sesame seeds is very funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
And of course they did like the packaging on like the Big Mac box and the cups and the tray mat was all themed to Gundam as well.
Yeah, I like that I do like that instead of the McDonald's logo being on the box, on that front of the box, it is just a Big Mac.
It is just a Big Mac.
Block.
Yeah. Because they expect you to know. They're like, you know what this is. Don't try to deny. I think they also did some like theme makeovers for some McDonald's restaurants with like Gundam stuff, but I didn't find any images of it in time for this presentation. But yeah, they went all out for this, and I respect them for it. But you know what? Neither of these compare to the restaurant that truly went all out and did so for the 45th anniversary.
Oh boy.
When you think about fast food chains that somebody who's learning about Japan might be like surprised that this fast food chain would be popular in Japan. What do you think of? What comes to mind?
Probably KFC.
KFC, you say? Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Yes.
Marshall.
The Christmas Delight.
Marshall.
Yes.
I think the Colonel might be a new type. Because I don't know how else to explain the exclusive collab gashapon that were available only at KFC for the 45th anniversary. They did not just go, we're going to do the RX-78 and call it a day. No. They went all out. They had a special burger.
At KFC.
A special commemorative burger. Not one, but 5 Gashapon Gundam models, including a Crossbones Gundam, which is sick. You do not see Crossbones Gundams in these collaborations much. And that is hype. But yeah, they went all out. They did the RX-78-2. They did the 00, the Astray Red Frame, the Crossbone, and the Impulse. Were all made available. All in that signature golden color that we all know KFC for. Yeah, they went for it. And I think these are really cool figures. I'm impressed that they don't have the KFC like logo plastered on them. Seemingly anywhere. That's usually kind of the default.
Yeah.
These are really, really cool. I'm probably not going to get KFC though. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Another example of like an interesting collaboration. This one wasn't specifically for the 45th anniversary. But it was a really interesting one. Is Rubik's, the company behind the Rubik's Cube. They have a line of Rubik's Cubes that are called the Care Action Cubes. A portmanteau character in action. And they've been doing this for a bunch of different properties. So you see a couple for Gundam there, but they've also been doing them for Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto, Gudetama, Hello Kitty. And I actually own both of the Gundam Rubik's Cubes that are shown here. And here they are on my desk.
Oh, look at them.
So I have opened up the RX-78 and I set it up and tried to solve it. Would it surprise you to hear that these are way harder to deal with than a traditional Rubik's Cube?
Wait, so how are you, what do you mean you solve them? Do they not look like this when you open it or like when you get it?
No, they look exactly as you're seeing them now. But the idea behind a Rubik's Cube is that you mix it up first and then you solve.
Sure, right. That's fair.
So that's more so what I'm saying is they start almost fully made. What you're seeing there is that these character Rubik's Cubes are split up at like 6 or 7 different points. And And one of them is like at the midway point, like halfway between the front and the back, like it's split entirely across, and that rotates. So like they're partially rotated there in box. But then also like the arms and like the lower part of the torso, that all like rotates and moves around as well. So what you end up with is you can kind of see it on the box. It's like the third step near the bottom corner. But you end up with just this amalgamation of limbs that is admittedly very difficult to put back together. Way more so than a Rubik's Cube. A traditional Rubik's Cube, you can just keep like spinning the sides, just like rotate it from the top and the bottom, go by row, go by column. And with these, you have to be way more specific. It's a lot easier to be at a point where certain parts of it cannot move. Like they can't rotate a certain way. They just like stop. And you have to move another part first before you can even move that previous part.
Oh dear.
It is much more of a like puzzle, I would say, than what a traditional Rubik's Cube is. There are methods people have posted online, like the similar to Rubik's Cubes have like equations, they have flows that you can get into. And there is something similar for this. There's a methodology to it, but it is definitely it is not nearly as intuitive, I find, as a traditional Rubik's Cube. So once I did manage to like solve it, I put it right back in the box, and I was like, it's going to stay right here in the box.
Yeah, I've never been good at a Rubik's Cube.
It is way less conducive to just like, randomly grabbing it and deciding to like mix it up and then put it back together again the same way that a regular Rubik's Cube is.
Right.
So it's a neat little item, and I'm glad I got them, but I'm probably not going to be playing with them all that much because they are way more complicated and not as fun to work with. Okay, so we talked a bit about Fortnite and Forza at the beginning there.
$90 Fortnite card.
But Gundam is no stranger to video games, as you know. In the very first episode that we did about Gundam, I mentioned to you that there were like literally hundreds of Gundam video games. But that means that there have also been tie-ins to other video game franchises, which means we gotta address Call of Duty Mobile / Modern Warfare 3 and the Gundam collaboration that they had.
Yep, just like Warhammer.
Because I remember hearing about this at the time and then seeing what it actually was and laughing. Not in a like, this is terrible, but like, it's so funny that this is how they implemented this. Because the way Call of Duty brought Gundam into their fold is a bunch of decal options as well as skins for your character.
Mm.
But the thing about Call of Duty, of course, is that you are a human. Like, you are a human of human size. So like, how do you translate that? And their answer was,
you don't.
We just put the human in a Gundam suit. We don't put them in a Gundam. We put them in a Gundam suit. And that's how you end up with this.
Yeah.
Where it is a person dressed up as a Gundam for Halloween.
Yeah.
Though admittedly a very high quality Halloween costume.
Yes.
And still wielding a gun.
But still has the tack vest.
Still has the tack vest. Still has the gun. And the result just looks very silly. It's very funny to look at pictures of like the Zaku just running around tagging people. Not the worst collab. I just think it's funny. I just think it's like really funny
honestly,
way to do
I think it looks better than the Warhammer one.
Yeah.
It just I don't know. There's just something about the Space Marine where I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, weren't feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The guard and sister one are definitely like okay.
Mm-hmm.
And like the Space Marine Scout also makes some sense because they don't have as much armor. But it's all weird. It's all weird for Call of Duty.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like, why is this in Call of Duty?
Next up, speaking of shooters, Call of Duty wasn't the only shooter on the block to get themselves a collaboration. There was also a Gundam collaboration that happened last year with Blizzard's very own Overwatch 2. Before it became Overwatch again.
I'm glad we both went to the same page there.
We're on the same brain cell. You know, we're both operating on the same treadmill. But yeah, Overwatch 2 had a collaboration with Gundam. It was from like April to May of last year, where they introduced 4 new legendary skins that were based off of characters from the Gundam franchise. There was a Wing Zero Mercy, Death Scythe for Reaper, a Tall Geese for Soldier 76, and the Epion for Ramatra. You can kind of see them more clearly here. But yeah, it had like event challenges, various cosmetic rewards, all kinds of cool stuff like that.
Like the whole, like the game, you know, where the game of Overwatch has been and its game design, you know, like gameplay design, sure, you could probably make, there's a lot to be said. The one thing I could truly never fault Overwatch for was having bad art direction, and these are definitely showcasing that aspect because these look cool.
It is funny because when I look at the Call of Duty models, they are extremely, like, the attention to detail is there. They're extremely accurate models, but they are also obviously very realistic in their portrayal. And then with these, there is a very clear stylization going on that is a lot more in line with the anime and the mangas and in some cases the model kits. Like it looks more like a Gundam, or like it has that Gundam feel to it. Unless you're watching the like CG Netflix Gundam series, in which case that definitely has a more militaristic feel. But yeah, no, I think these are pretty good matchups as far as the characters are considered, which characters they chose. I wish that the Reaper Death Scythe could use the actual scythe as well, as part of it, but yeah. You kind of got to take what you can get, with stuff like this.
They don't have a scythe character, I guess, so.
Yep. No Zasalamels here. Another kind of goofier collaboration that I came across, and I was like, okay, this is the kind of fun stuff I'm looking for. This is one of the earlier ones I found that kind of was giving me the idea to do this episode. We got to give a shout out to Meiji Almonds, that did a collaboration with Gundam. That is very much more so like a Universal Century specific collaboration. They had, I think it was like 6 different flavors that each had like a specific Gundam. And they also came with
the plate, not for sale.
Yes. Very important to note. So that is a collectible coaster you're seeing. Because each of these, in addition to the chocolate they came with, they also had commemorative pens and then the collectible coaster. And I love Shar Aznable posted up with the almond.
You can't handle my almonds, Amuro.
If you want to take out the Zabi family, you'll need almonds.
Only a true pilot knows how to eat an almond.
My soul isn't weighed down by gravity, thanks to almonds. Need food that can quench a new type's appetite?
Can we talk about the fact, though, that they have white veil, and that if you look at it quick, very much could look like White Devil.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Like, amazing thought process there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well done on their part. But yeah, this was just like a little, this was not specific to the 45th anniversary. As far as I'm aware, it was just like a separate thing, separate collaboration that they did. But I love it. I'm super into that. So we were talking before about the Hatsune Miku collaboration being the combination of my special interests. And this is where we get Gundam versus Hello Kitty, Clash of Dylan's Special Interests Part 2.
Yeah.
I am also a big Sanrio fan. I have been since I was a small child. I have a bunch of Hello Kitty stuff up in my apartment. Hello Kitty is great. And also shout out Batsmaru, the goat. Shout out Agritsuko, the goat. Shout out Cinema Roll, the new goat.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, like, where's your where, like, when when we had to do when we had the character rankings the last year, who were you voting for?
Mm-hmm. I loved Batsmaru as a kid, and I think he's still my favorite. But I have a lot of love for Hello Kitty as well. Also, Hello Kitty is a cat. I don't care what you tell me, Sanrio.
Oh.
I don't care.
It wasn't even Sanrio that technically did that. It was just some bitch.
Well, whatever.
Being like,
Sanrio's or Hello Kitty's a cat. Let's stop kidding ourselves. No. Don't hit me with that like the Twitter icon isn't a bird nonsense. Like, don't do it. Hello Kitty is a cat, and we're fine with it. Are you familiar with Gundam versus Hello Kitty?
I have seen clips.
Okay.
I've seen clips.
There is a non-zero chance that if you've seen clips, you may have seen the entirety of the series and didn't know.
Oh, sure.
Because what this is for the 40th anniversary of Gundam and the 45th anniversary of Hello Kitty, they released a special online show, an ONA, called Gundam versus Hello Kitty. Back in 2020 in the dark times. And it had 3 episodes that were released online, and all 3 episodes are just like minutes long. They're very, very short. I 100% intend for us to, I don't know when or how we're going to do it, but I absolutely want us to watch Gundam versus Hello Kitty and do either an episode or part of an episode where we talk about it. Because I think it is very funny, and I think it's very silly, like the amount of effort that they put into it for being just like this short little commemorative thing. But yeah, this is another example. And there have also through the years, there have been so many examples that I didn't put in here of other collaborations that Gundam has had with Hello Kitty. All kinds of like figures and shirts and decals and just all kinds of different things. But this was the one that I was like, I need people to know about this. I need people to know that there is technically a Gundam series that is called Gundam versus Hello Kitty. In which Hello Kitty is tasked with saving Amuro.
By also, though,
and helping him remember the power of friendship.
Was there, but also like turning them into horrible creatures.
3 episodes were released. You can find them on YouTube currently. So if you haven't watched them, take the time to watch, because we'll probably be doing a 2-hour deep dive on them at some point in the future.
2-hour deep dive.
Well, you got to go real deep. We got to talk about the full history of Sanrio first, and then, we got to talk about all the themes, the major themes that are coming up, and yeah, got to really get in there. Marshall?
Yes.
I've shown you quite a few collaborations this episode.
Mm-hmm.
do you feel like there's any that are like missing? Do you feel like a hole in your heart of like, there should be something here? There's something that's not. If we're thinking about Gundam, we're talking about a love and adoration for Gundam. Feels like something's not quite there.
Fortnite.
No. We already talked about Fortnite.
Talked about that. We talked about that. No.
Think about being younger.
Disney
Go
would
back
never
in your
do
mind
it.
to your youth. You know,
I
go
feel
back
like
to
it
when we were
Yeah, I don't feel
younger,
like
when
it'd
we
ever
were
be
in like our
Disney.
preteens, you know, the early 2000s, going into like the 2010s.
Dragon Ball Z.
I like the way you're thinking. Probably around that time frame. But no, I technically snuck Dragon Ball Z in earlier when we were talking about the Rubik's line.
I mean, yes, that is true.
Marshall,
So that was like a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon in like level.
when we were growing up
Yes.
and we were listening to music,
Mm.
did you ever find yourself
The Linkin Park music video.
listening to Linkin Park? Because it's time for
Somewhere I
us to
Belong
discuss
music video. Let's go.
Linkin
Yes!
Park X Gundam Dreams Made Manifest. If I was truly insane, I would have done a whole episode of just this. But there's not like a ton to get into, but you know me, you know I would stretch that out and make it a full episode.
Dude, I mean, like, yeah, no, like I could legitimately talk about like just hybrid theory and then going into this, you know, like it is like, oh my God.
So this is a 3-act play. All right, this is a story in 3 parts. First off, we have the cover artwork as well as the booklet artwork for Linkin Park's remix album Reanimation. A lot of this artwork was actually done by Mike Shinoda himself, one of the frontmen for Linkin Park.
What a legend.
Loves Gundam. He is obsessed with Gundam, and there were multiple members of the band who were super into giant robots and robot anime. But yeah, Shinoda loves Gundam, and so he made a lot of the artwork for Reanimation very specifically as an homage to the Gundam series. He drew. I'm like 90% sure he drew this because there were other art collaborators on this album.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure he was directly involved in drawing this robot here that we see. That is clearly like an amalgamation of parts of the RX-78 and of the Zaku, kind of like meshed together.
Yeah, if he would made his own Gundam to then hold the flag that was on the Hybrid Theory cover.
Yep, exactly. So at this point, they were already being like, "We love Gundam." Like they're already letting their freak flag fly.
Yeah.
In this regard. Then we get to the Somewhere I Belong music video.
Yeah.
Where they were like, you know what? Enough talk. We need to prove we're serious. And so they put Gunpla straight up in the music video next to an alligator head, because that's what you do. And me as a pseudo country boy from Michigan who lived on a private dirt road and also had an alligator head in his room.
This was everything.
I was geeking out. I was like, this is everything to me. This is
They're
where
just
I
like
belong.
me for real.
They're singing about somewhere I belong. This is where I belong. This is it.
On this bed that lights on fire.
On this bed that lights on fire.
That's the funny thing with this isn't with some high grade shit either.
Depressingly unpainted walls that are mostly bare.
Yeah, well, like an apartment, you know.
And yeah, this was for Meteora.
Men are just okay with this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Bare walls, a TV with some Gunpla.
This is all we need, honestly. We're
Yeah,
like
this isn't some
hamsters.
high-
Just
these
give
aren't
us
just-
some food pellets and
Yeah.
some water, and we're good.
This isn't just some high grade stuff though.
No. They
Either.
came to play.
You know?
Yeah, they were like, these are some
Yeah.
real deal models.
They were not fooling.
Nope.
They're not fooling
Nope.
around.
No, they wanted to show that they were not kidding, that they were serious about their love of Gundam. And I commend them for it. I think they really did. And it's clear that Sunrise felt the same way, because 2 albums later, with the release of their album 1,000 Suns, a miracle finally happened.
Mm-hmm.
In 2010, Linkin Park and Gundam released the 1,000 Suns collab.
Yeah.
This was a limited edition color variant of the HGUC 18 that was bundled with a limited edition release of Linkin Park's album 1,000 Suns, and it included an additional decal sheet, and was released to not only commemorate the album but also the 40th anniversary of Warner Music Japan and the 30th anniversary of Gunpla. It is a high grade model, and Marshall, I got to be real with you, I think this thing looks cool as hell.
Oh, it's sick.
I think it looks amazing.
I was not a huge fan of the album, but the Gunpla looks sick, and the album cover on the shield is dope.
Yes, I was gonna say the sunspot on the shield is an insanely cool look. It is like a perfect match for that. The black and white is a really cool color combination here. Super sleek looking. Yeah,
I'm very glad that Chester got to do this before he passed.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Dude, shout outs to the artwork on the box there that you can see in the middle.
Yeah.
Where they're all dressed up. Like, yeah. He looks like he is straight up
he's our bright
coming
Noah.
off the white base. Ready to roll.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, they achieved it. They had a dream of they had a love for Gundam, and they made their dream come true and did a collaboration that resulted in honestly a really cool model. And they can forever be proud of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout outs to Linkin Park after all these years making it happen.
Absolutely.
Marshall, I genuinely couldn't think of another collaboration to top that. That felt to me like the perfect embodiment of the uncynical aspect of these types of collaborations. So many of them are obviously just like companies that are doing it for the brand recognition and to make deals that are going to help them sell their products more. And then you have that Linkin Park one, which admittedly was part of like the album release, of course. There is a promotion aspect there, but also came from a place of like genuine interest in Gundam.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's always going to be the reality that like collabs are like any brand collab is always going to be, he's always going to have a marketing and, like profit benefited aspect to it, but that doesn't mean that there isn't some type of good faith still from like the people who are involved, right? That they're not, the people who are in it still aren't also like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. There is still usually a meeting or two where some of the people that sit down and are involved with like the initial proposal of it that are like, this would honestly just be really cool.
Yeah.
Especially for something like Gundam that is so prevalent and so widespread and known. A lot of people that grew up on Gundam who are now in these positions to make these deals are probably tapping into a younger part of them that was like really into Gundam when they were a kid. And being like, hey, this is good for the business, but it's also kind of cool to make this happen just because I'm interested in it in general. And that's all I've got as far as collaborations. Like I said, there are so many. We're talking about a series that has been around for 45 years. There are so many different collaborations and tie-ins that have been done over the years. Everyone listening, if you have a personal favorite that I didn't mention here, please let us know in the comments. I would love to hear about some of the other like wackier, more out there collaborations that have been done, or even just the ones that resulted in like really cool Gunpla variants. Definitely let us know if you've got one in mind that didn't get shown here. But that is what I've got for today's episode of Dylan's Counterattack. I'll be honest, after this, I'm going to go back to continuing to build more Gunpla because I love doing it. And I am excited to see what else this 45th anniversary of Mobile Suit Gundam brings. Marshall, you got any more thoughts?
No, I mean, absolutely. I have to get to my Jagged Doga that I bought a while ago, but
yeah,
I unfortunately I keep running into these kill teams that make me that need my painting attention. Especially
all of your children are so demanding.
Well, the sisters I especially want to get to because I want to get them done before Adepticon.
Right.
And I would really like to build my Emperor's Children for Adepticon as well, but I don't know that I'll necessarily paint them, but I'll at least get them built.
Yeah. You'll get them
and
built.
go from there. But so that I can use them in one of the 2 40K based events that I'm doing. But no, otherwise, I love Gundam collabs. I think are always just really fun. Like it's funny because like, yes, like as we talked about, like Gundam in Call of Duty is kind of silly, but it's not Gundam's fault that it feels silly. It's Call of Duty's fault that it feels silly. Right. Mm-hmm. Whereas like with Warhammer, it's kind of like, it's kind of both, you know, like if Warhammer was in Fortnite, I would be like, that's a brand error from GW's part in some regard. Right. Because it's like, bro, I do not need to see like Lieutenant or Captain Titus now. I don't need to see Captain Titus doing the poison default dance. Which, by the way, I'll always call.
I'd be kind of into that, but it's different structure, different folks. I suppose.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Fair point. Though, and I will note, I will always call the default dance in Fortnite the poison dance because I remember the OGs, Christopher Turk or Turkleton, as also known.
Yep.
Anywho, yeah, it was great. I really kind of wish that I could have done something with the Miku stuff. But like, I just wasn't driven enough to try to do anything with that RX-78 and Zaku, like the Gunpla model.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know anything about the little like Nendoroid like Zaku. Maybe I would have made an attempt on that.
It might still be orderable.
Oh, maybe. I'll think about it.
Your window might not be closed in that regard.
Yeah, I might think about it then. I need to get rid of a lot of old anime figures, so
I get you.
I need to deal with that first.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just super cool.
You can totally still buy it.
Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, no, I think it's just really, it's just like, I feel like so many like Gundam collabs are just fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's because it's just like, it's like the Hello Kitty one where it's just like the idea that Amuro is seeing the mystical being Hello Kitty appear before him.
And she's like a third of the size of the Gundam.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, and then she like goes and she like turns this whole ass dude into like a cute creature.
Don't say too much now. Like I said, we're going to talk about it in the future.
Murdering the man inside.
Don't spoil too much now.
It's just goofy and fun.
Hello Kitty versus Gundam.
It's just so goofy and fun, and I like that. So yeah, totally. I think we can end this episode knowing that Gundam is cool. Gundam collabs are cool. And
we didn't know that before.
Yeah, but also more importantly, the fact that Pom Pom Purin is the best Sanrio character as voted last year by the people.
Okay. All
correctly voted by the people.
No. Come on now. That vote was rigged.
Pom Pom Purin, Pom Pom Purin.
Goodbye, everyone.